Hello, and if you are struggling to improve your health, then I think this will interest you. I've entitled this The Hard Truth, and how you need to take control, which might sound obvious, but how you need to take control. Hello. This is Will Perry with another Keeping the Conversation Alive video. These are delivered via email every day, Monday to Friday. If you would like to sign up, ask me, find the link. Otherwise, you might be watching it on different formats. Thank you for watching it. Thank you for your engagement. And by engagement, do engage with me on this, because I think I'm passionate about this conversation. What's missing? What's the heart of this stuff? So thank you. Do engage. So finding what's missing, and it's easy to see. The obvious thing, the eye. See, it's easy to see the eye. How ironic. The me in I, or the I in missing. It's easy to see what's missing if you know what you're looking for, if you intuitively know it. If you don't, it's bloody difficult, let me tell you. And that's why I spent 13 years on this stuff. And with health, the health industry, I see it's a really easy thing for me to see in many respects about why people fail so much, why people struggle so much. I can see the thing that's missing. And that's the thing that's deep in here. I put these pictures up here because when my boys were young, these are the boys here. When my boys were young, I was I wanted to keep up with them. I was slightly out of shape, not badly. I've always been relatively in shape, but on the cardiovascular side, they'd sprint on the beach down in Cornwall and Chapel Falls Beach, love it. When the sea's out, massive expanse of sea, and I found myself not keeping up with them, and so I set that as a goal, and I got really fit, and I found that my boy would sort of tear ahead, and then I'd go a bit faster, and then we'd be laughing and looking at next to each other, and and he couldn't outrun me, and I'll keep him pace, and he can now, but keeping pace with that, and it's just such a joyous thing. I set myself that as a target, and I achieved it. It was such a joyous, worthwhile thing. But what I've got now is I've got two daughters. So my boy, Jake, is 22 now. Freddie is 17, and he is way taller than all of us. Lulu is 6, and Dolly is 3. And I'm 52. I feel like I need to put that in there now. In terms of that, I've now got renewed importance to take my health, put myself first, to take my look after my heart, and what I've done is that. So this is my chin up bar, one of those chin up bars. I actually have it in my house because when I had to move over the last year and separated from my wife, and I don't have a garden to put it in, so I put it in my flat, and luckily it fits, and I love it. So that was the kind of exercise thing. The vegan side is kind of managing what I eat, and whether there's different reasons, whether it's sustainability or cruelty or just health wise, plant based is the best for you. So that's vegan. The biggest thing, probably taking out it's all big stuff. Taking out the alcohol. Taking out the alcohol was a big thing, but a big thing for me because that's what I was holding on to, and it's like that had a drain on me. So it's very much about looking after your heart, looking after what's important, looking after yourself. But what gets in the way of that is often that we don't put ourselves first, and we struggle with that, and we struggle to be consistent. And this is the thing that I find in the industry that's massive, multi-billion-dollar industry, and it plays on that, the thing that's missing for so many people, and the thing that the industry plays on, the thing that can't be seen and that people struggle with, that people don't realize. It's like, it's obvious. I mean, this is obvious stuff, is it not? All this stuff. This is obvious stuff, whether you choose a different diet or, whatever your alcohol, just get healthy. Duh. Easy, isn't it? No, it isn't, because of our own mindset. And I'll tell you more about that. Time is ticking, and that's relevant and pertinent for me because this, if you know the tsunami wave, I've actually got it on my, that's why I put it on my, the classic. I've forgotten the artist's name, but oh no, I can't show you there. The classic wave. I'm sure you'll recognise that. A Japanese artist, and it was depicted as often as a form of disaster, but it was actually a sign of hope for Japan. Anyway, that's for me. Came to mind when I was doing this. Things can happen in life, and crushing. And I guess in effect that was what happened with my sister. My sister died in actually a tsunami. That's why I think that spoke to me, that image so much. But it made me realise 2004 tsunami. Sorry if you don't know that story. It made me appreciative of the fact of time, and that we, only have one life, and it's easy to understand that. But if you have a disaster, a mortality, something, you kind of appreciate it, but it doesn't necessarily change everything instantly. It didn't change me instantly, and my sister would have been, again, this time of year, you reflect, my sister would have been 53 because she was a year and 9 days older than me. So she would have been 50. I can't imagine what she would have been like at 53. A pain in the ass. But she was not vegan, vegetarian, and I reckon she might have gone vegan because she was quite into the cruelty. But she did like her cheeses. But I reckon she would have gone vegan and would have supported that and been proud of me for that. But as well as being a pain in the ass because she was a pain in the ass. Anyway, in terms of that, a lovely pain in the ass. I love her very much. So in terms of that detail of change, that clarity of like you're only here once, mortality, you don't know when you're going to go, but looking after your health is so bloody important. So what gets in the way of it? Why can't we just take action? Why can't we just solve the problem? Whether it's you take a gradual approach to it, or a big change to go vegan, or to drop the alcohol, or just do the bloody exercise every so many times a week, or whatever. What is it that gets in the way? And it's that thing that I've drawn many times and expressed many times, that thing in the brain, that part of the brain that's so I can't do two things at once. I should have done this before. The part in the brain where there's a darkness. I described it as the darkness earlier on in the week. That darkness, just, you can't work around it. You can't work around it, and it gets to the heart of and buggers everything up. Absolutely, darkness. And this is a belief. All right, this belief that you have in here. Stops everything. This belief gets in the way that you can't, and it sabotages everything. It sabotages all your intentions. It sabotages your time. It sabotages everything. And unless you solve that problem, that belief, unless you solve this bugger of a thing, the darkness deep inside your brain, unless you solve that problem, you're just going to go round the hamster wheel of having a great intention, especially this time of year, New Year's Eve. You're going to have a great intention, but you're not going to be able to execute on it. You're not going to be able to do your exercise, or manage your diet, or cut out what isn't good for you. And time is ticking away, and you're aware of that, but it's just going to keep ticking away. So to actually make the shift for your health, you need to address the darkness in your brain, and to be able to do that, you need to be able to get the support, get the help, get what it is that you need to get clear on that, to overcome it, have the tools and the clarity to be able to overcome that. And it makes me think of the Gary V one. What was it? Yeah, I'll say it in this one. 400 trillion to 1. That's the likelihood of you being around. 400 trillion to 1. The chances are of us being here, being who we are in this time, in this moment, which is pretty big odds. So we need to stick to that. But it's easy, to be blasé about it. It's difficult to comprehend trillion, the number. It's difficult to comprehend the stars and So it comes down to, I just want to get fit, or want to get healthy, whatever it is that you want to do. So you need to change that belief. You need to be able to explore that belief and that darkness and what it is that stops you. And that might not connect. It might not seem an obvious one, and that's why the industry is so big, and that's why nobody in the industry of the health and fitness industry, which I'm not in, that's why they don't focus on this work. That's why they don't make that connection, or many of them don't make that connection. For me, it's come about through the work I do and knowing, and actually finally making me the priority. Because who's going to look after these little gorgeous creatures over time if it's not me? It's going to be me until the day I go. And then they're going to be, you know, healthy. They're going to be healthy in their hearts, but in their minds as well. That's a nice one. Or let me say, sorry, get the right colour, in their minds. They're not going to have these negative beliefs. They're not going to have this darkness. Get rid of the darkness. Shine the light on that. So shining the light on that is so important. You absolutely need to do that. So that's shining the light. Shine the light on this stuff, on the darkness, because it is there if you've struggled, but it might not be evident to you. Shine the light on this stuff and change your future for good. So the darkness in the brain is there. So my invitation to you is to recognize the gift of you. What is it? 400 trillion to 1. So in terms of, you know, if you've got that thing that you want to change about your health, guess what? It's going to come from shining the light on the darkness in your brain. And that might sound like really strange language. So don't waste that gift. You're 400 trillion to 1. You can absolutely make the changes that you want to make for whatever reasons you want to make them. But you have to shine the light on the darkness and get the tools and the tools, but the awareness. You have to see that stuff. You have to be able to shine the light on that stuff to be able to make the change. So I encourage you, and I guess my invitation to you is that you do that inner, deeper work. And if you want to have a conversation with me about what that might be, then do that. Don't just sit and think, oh yeah, I'll make that sounds really good, makes sense, and I'll make a New Year's resolution to definitely do that. Because you've done that stuff in the past and it doesn't work. It takes more. It takes shining the light on the darkness and then doing something about it. Not just seeing it, but doing something about it. But not just doing an exercise because you think, oh, no, that's good, because that stuff doesn't work. Many thanks. I hope you're well. Do get in contact with me about this and what it might be for you, because we're all individual. We've got all unique darknesses and stories behind, you know, we're made up of stories, aren't we? And each story is unique. Have a fantastic new year, but don't just put it down to chance. Put the light on the darkness and let your light shine through. Many thanks. Happy New Year to you. Speak to you next year. Bye-bye.